Alright, so hopefully this is not a long video because I have, so just watch whichever part you are uh, curious about or did not get an answer. I will start with, should I start with this? Yeah, I'll start with this. So again, here vertical angles, remember what vertical angles are, right? Vertical angles are two angles formed, or angles formed by two intersecting lines, right? So something like that. So, and over here I'm going to highlight, I think it's easier. So again, I have the advantage of highlighting. I don't know if you can, but if you highlight, make a straight line. So this is my one line. This is my other line here. Right, and those are my, so if I can ignore everything else and you can just focus on that, all I need is two. So this is the obvious one. For this one, for example, right, this angle and this angle, we know they are the same. Right, so those two angles are the same. And then what we call the angle is angle CEA and angle, what is this, BE. Remember, we need a line B with a center E, and the other line is D. So those two are vertical. And the other one will be these two, right, the big ones. This big one right here, and this big one right here. So okay, so and again, you can call that angle AED an angle, what's a big angle called CE and B, CE and B. So those would be my vertical angles. Adjacent angles, adjacent, not linear pair or anything, just adjacent. So two adjacent would be just any two angles that are next to each other, right? And remember, adjacent angles share a line. So let's just pick this one and this one. They're side by side, and they share line C. So let's name that. Sorry, guys. So let's call that angle AEC, right? And again, I'm going to highlight that. This one and this one. And then the other angle is angle, let me put that over here, an angle CEF, right? So those two are side by side, and if you want to pick any other two, so let's just pick other two. So I'm going to pick this one, right, that angle, and this angle. So we have these two, right, and it just happens that are supplementary, so this angle is this angle. So the first one is called BED, right, which is that angle made by this line, center E, angle D. And the other angle is the big one. And we're going to call this angle AED. And guess what they both share? They share this line, line D. Okay. Complementary, I need to see which one adds up to 90 degrees. So if you know that's 90, so the only two complementary angles are these two, this 60 and this one. Right, those two angles add up to 90 degrees, so we can call that angle FEB and angle BED. Right. Supplementary is any two angles that add up to 180, and again, we can use the one that I previous example, so which would be this two, right? This and this, right? So angle BED and angle AED. Those are supplementary angles. Okay. So linear pair means they're side by side and they add up to 180. 5 and 6 are side by side, but they don't add up to 180, so that's a no. 5 and 9 are side by side, yes. And do they add up 180? Does this look like 180? Yes, it is. That's a yes. 5 and 8. 5 and 8 are not side by side, so we don't even want to talk about it. Oh, actually, linear pair, they're not linear pair. But now, question 11 is asking 5 and 8 are their vertical angles. In this case, they are, right? Opposite sides. So if you look at this, it sort of looks like this, and this is angle 5, and this is angle 8. So they're opposite sides, so they are vertical angles. 5 and 7, they're not opposite sides, so that's definitely a no. And then 9 and 6, 9 and 6 are also a no, so be careful. So again, that highlighter, again, 9 and 6 are not even formed by two lines that crisscross. 9 and 6, look at this. That's not two lines, right? Two straight lines. And that doesn't look like two straight lines. So 9 and 6 is definitely a no. 14. So if angle 1 is 40, let me put a 40, is angle 2 140? And we know that it's not true. Never true, because they're vertical angles, so they should have the same value. So the answer is no, never true. If angle 4 is 130, is angle 250? Yes, they are, always, because they're supplementary, right? So this angle right here adds up to 180. Are angle 1 and 4 congruent, meaning are these two angles the same value, 1 and 4? They're not. They're supplementary, right? They're not the same value. Angle 2 plus angle 3, so this angle plus this angle, are they the same as angle 1 plus angle 4? Yes, they are. Because angle 2 plus angle 3, these two angles equal 180. And if I add 1 and 4, it also equals 180. Is angle 2 congruent to angle 1? Are they? Check, always true, because they're vertical angles. And then it's, what's the value of angle 2? Angle 2, so it's 90 minus angle 3. No. 180 minus angle 3 would give you angle 2, because the relationship between 2 and 3 is not complementary. They don't add up to 90. They add up to 180. Okay. 20. If angle 6 is 72, so again, put it in. If angle 6 is 72, how much is angle 7? Sorry, 72. This is 72 degrees. I know this whole thing is supposed to be 180, so it would be 108. If angle 8 is 80 degrees, how much is angle 6? Well, angle 6 is on the opposite side, so that's also 80, vertical angles. Angle 9 is 110. How much is angle 8? So if this is 110, this has to be 70, right? Because this is 180. Angle 9 is 123. How much is angle 7? Well, vertical angles, opposite sides, right, are the same measurement. Angle 7 is 142. How much is this angle here? 8. So again, this is 180, so this would be 38, right? One is 142, the other one is 38 degrees. Angle 6 is 13. How much is angle 9? So if that's 13 degrees, well, we know that this 9 plus 6 is angle 9 plus angle 6 is 180, so this would be 167 degrees, right? Because they're 180. Remember, it's a straight line. All right. Angle 9 is 170. How much is angle 6? Well, if this whole thing is 180, if that's 170, this has to be 10. Angle 8 is 26, which makes this angle over here. We know this is 180. and one part of it is 26, the other one has to be 154. Okay, as you can tell, it's not that difficult, right? So most of you had done that already, so let's go to the actual homework. The actual homework was this, 1 through 15. So identify if it's adjacent, vertical, complementary, supplementary, or linear pair. So 1 and 2. 1 and 2 is they're next to each other, so I know they are adjacent. They're not vertical, they're not complementary, right? Because they don't add up to 180. They're not, complementary because they don't add up to 90. Even if they don't add up to 90. They don't add up to 180. And they're not a linear pair because they don't add up to 180. 3 and 4 is vertical. Okay, opposite sides. 5 and 6, again, the only thing I know for sure is that they are adjacent. They're next to each other. Nothing there indicates me that the total is 90 degrees. Okay, it's not a straight line, so it can't be 180. 7 and 8, now this is supplementary because they add up to 180. How do I know that? This is a straight line here, right at the bottom, right? So I know this whole thing is 180. And they're also a linear pair. Why? Because they are side by side and they are supplementary. 9 and 10, adjacent and adjacent only. That's the only information I know for sure. They're side by side. 11 and 12, again, so focus on this, the straight line, which means this whole thing is 180. And if that whole thing is 180, 11 plus 12 is 180, so that makes it supplementary. Right? Any two angles added give you 180 supplementary. And because they're next to each other and they share this ray over here, they are also a linear pair. Okay. 6, 7. 7, that's the easiest of all of them, vertical angles. 8, well, 55 plus 35 is 90. So this one, with the information given, I know it's complementary because they add up. They add up to 90, so they're complementary. And they're also adjacent because they're next to each other. 40 and 140, they are supplementary because when you add them, it equals to 180. Are they next to each other? No, they're not. They're two angles. They're complete different angles. They don't share the same line. Okay, that's why they drew it this way. So they're not a linear pair. Okay. And 10. Name 2 acute vertical angles. Oh my God. So vertical angles are two lines that crisscross, right? So this line, so remember, two lines that make an X. This wow. This line and this line. Right? These two lines make that X, and then we're talking about acute angles. Acute angles are angles less than 90, and it's this one and this one, because this one is way too big. So definitely not that one. So we're talking about those two angles here. And that's called angle FGE, and the other angle is CGD. CGD. Obtuse vertical angles. Oops, sorry. Let me keep that same picture. And the obtuse ones are the bigger than 90, and this one's definitely bigger than 90. And that's angle EGD, and the other angle on that side, which is this whole thing, right, measures the same thing, angle FGC. Those are the two vertical obtuse. Adjacent angles. Oh my God, this one there's so many. So again, I'm gonna number this, I guess, to make life easier a little bit. So if you picked angle 1 and 2, that's fine. 2 and 3, that's fine. 3 and 4, 4 and 5, 5 and 6, 6 and 1, 1 and 6, 6 and 5. Any of those angles, as long as they're side by side, you could have picked them. Okay, so I'm just going to pick angle 1 and 2. So what's the name of angle 1? Angle 1 is EGF. And what's next, right next to it? FGA. And then the rest you can do by yourself. Okay, so many pairs of adjacent angles here. Linear pair, two angles that when I add equal 180. So in order to be an 80, we need to look at a straight line. So we got two choices. Either you look at this straight line, right? Or you look at this straight line. So it's up to you. So let's pick this. I'm just going to pick this one. All right, so let's focus on this straight line over here because I know it makes 180. Better color. So this is a straight line. And you can look at a 180 degrees over this side, or you can look at 180 degrees at the bottom side. It's really up to you. I'm picking the bottom because the bottom has two nice angles. So this angle right here, in which I'm going to change the color into red, right? That angle. So this red angle with that blue angle gives you 180. And let's give them names. So it's angle EGD, which is this red one. And the blue one is, I think this is a D, DGC. So those two are side by side, and they equal 180. Complementary gives you 180. Oh my God. So I don't like they didn't, what do you call, I mean, this looks perpendicular. So it's either going to be these two angles or these two angles. So these two or these two. So I'm going to give them names. 1, 2, 3, 4. Could be either 1 and 2 or 3 and 4. But I wish they had actually done this to really tell me that that's 90 degrees. So I'm going to pick these two. Complementary, two angles that add up to 90 degrees. So angle EGF plus angle FGA. And that looks like they add up to 90. And on the other side, we have these two, and angle AGB plus angle BGC. Right? Now these two angles, they also look like they add up to 80, 90. Name an angle that's supplementary to FGE. So let me highlight FGE. F. Yep. Nice highlight. FGE. So what angle added to that angle would give me 180? All right. So let me pick my straight line. My straight line is going to be this one. Right, so if I have a straight line, guys, where's my 180 degree angle? My 180 degree angle is right here. So the supplement to that, so whatever this angle, let's call that 1, plus this angle 2 would give me 180. Right, so let's give it names. So F angle FGE, which is we already knew, which is that angle, right? Plus, let me put two arcs over here, plus angle EGD equals 180. Okay. So was there another one? Yeah, there was another one. There was another one right here. So again, we're talking about, let me highlight FG. Let me highlight this one. So instead of that one, I could have used this straight line. The color's so bad, right? There's another straight line. So we could have talked about this angle, which we already know, right? This angle plus this angle over here, and I'll double arc here, gives you 180. So we have angle FGE plus angle, and this one's formed by this line, and this line's a much bigger angle, right? Angle FGC, right, which is that all our angle. That's it. Pretty simple. That's fast.